Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your Vibe Mentor. I'm bringing you a very different video today. I'm not even sure what I'm going to title it, which is a huge no-no in the YouTube world. I'm sure you noticed a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a week and a half ago now, the Saturday video, I mentioned wanting to break free from the rules and the shoulds. And I have been feeling a call to less formalized YouTube videos for quite some time now. And I want to speak to that today, not just around formalized YouTube videos, but rather the call to allow life to flow through you and to put down the shoulds. And this can be very nerve-wracking for someone who previously identified as a high achiever, type A, likely dealing with perfectionist tendencies that I was unaware of. Obviously, a lot of complex trauma in my childhood. That's why I talk a lot about trauma healing, and that's why the divine gifted me the gift of trauma spotting and the understanding of how the divine lives in the body and how the body can heal you. And when we are stepping into leadership, it requires an element of leading ourselves. To be a leader is to walk the talk. And when we are called to live a heart-led life, that means putting the mind aside, putting aside the shoulds, putting aside the egoic consciousness that wants to control everything, to perfect everything, to do it right, to plan it all out, to have a strategy, to control, to manipulate, to force things to happen. And I have done a lot of work around all of those things. And as a business professional and someone who prides himself on high quality work, it has been interesting to try to balance having grounded strategy, which is necessary in order to succeed in the world that operates in this way. And yet at the same time, to balance that appropriately with flow, with, dare I say, channeled messages that I can sense when I am scripting something. There is a desire that is coming from a good place of wanting to make sure that I deliver all of the necessary pieces of information. I want to give you a complete message that offers you a viable solution. And yet when I go from, crafting the script is pretty good. I would say that there's a lot of flow that happens in that, and some obviously very divinely guided guidance. And yet when I move from the scripting into the filming, and we turn on a teleprompter, and there's an editing software that cuts out any short areas of blank space, and then we move it into editing, and we add music and try to align with an editor around the style of music, and whether or not that actually is the tone of what I would deliver has been something that I've struggled to put my finger on. And you can see how there's all these elements of control and manipulation and forcing, cognitive mind processing and controlling that is happening in that process. And I have felt more than once for quite some time now that I need to do this more freeform, that I'm not ready to say that I am a channel, but there is clearly a divine flow that happens more so in the Monday intuitive mastery messages than in what has been delivered on Saturdays. And I've also felt a call to launch on Thursday. So you're likely seeing this on a Thursday if you're watching it as soon as it comes out. So there's some shifts that I've been felt called to for quite some time that I have not heeded the call. I have not been listening, and I cannot ignore that anymore. And so you'll have to bear with me. These are not going to be highly scripted or strategic messages in the near future. They are going to be more guided, more channeled, more in the flow of what is being called forward. Now, I am also shifting from Saturdays to Thursdays. So if you're used to the Saturday morning video, you'll have to catch us on Thursday or maybe the following week. And I'm not ready to commit to a new schedule, but there may be more messages more frequently throughout the week. I'm still feeling into what is right. And I think this is the message for all of us that wants to come through today. I know through meeting with a lot of different clients that we are all in a very similar boat, that we are not alone in what we're experiencing, that many of us are feeling called to similar things at the same time or struggling with similar things at the same time. And so the more real time I can deliver messages, the more effective I can be in supporting you, and likely help strengthen and reaffirm whatever messages you are receiving in other areas, because I know the divine loves to send hints all many different ways, all the possible ways. Even ChatGPT has been helping people lately. So the message I think that is most important for you here right now is the mission of the company, right? Value and intention based education, also known as the acronym VIBE, or the derivative VIBE mentor, however you want to see it, still remains driven to helping people break free from the trauma, the blocks, the subconscious programming that keep you from your highest timeline, your highest expression, otherwise known as your purpose, so that you can help step into or help make the world a better place, help bring about heaven on earth, and also step into a life of thriving, which is how you are of service and how you help raise the collective whole. I really want to walk you through some of the experiences that I go through when I'm delivering this message, because I think it's really important. I have a deep desire for more authenticity, for more vulnerability, to remain really grounded, and to remind you that I'm just another human on the other side of the screen. I'm not a performer. I'm not an actor. And so if I reference my body or what is happening inside of my body, this is part of what I'm here to teach. And I can sense that this message is already flowing through me. So it's such a strange and odd feeling to just allow that to happen. And yet a beautiful confirmation of what I've been called to that I haven't been listening to. So my body's really excited right now. I'm feeling butterflies, a little bit of excitement, and maybe even just the amplification of energy as I allow things to flow. It's a sense of joy and excitement that's so beautiful. So as I was saying, on my board over here, the mission is to help millions end suffering, live purpose, and know the divine. So that will remain in place. And I trust that the divine will lead these messages however necessary, that you will hear them as necessary when necessary. And what is most important to understand or to hear or to deliver today is to follow your heart, and to become truly authentic. It sounds so cliche. We've heard it a million times before. And the beauty of studying neuroscience and trauma healing is you can know something in your prefrontal cortex. You can recite it, you can repeat it. You'll even say, yeah, I know that already. And yet you're not living it. It's not embodied. It's not in the limbic system. It's not second nature. It's not a subconscious program. It's not something that you truly do. And I would encourage you to open to the possibility that while you think you are living authentically, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of layers deeper that you can go. And I can only say that through experience, that the more that I commit to listening to my heart, connecting to my heart, and following the guidance of the desires of my heart that I know the divine put there, I discover more and more layers of ego consciousness that has been getting in the way of truly aligned, 1000% authenticity, alignment to the original design of what God designed me to be, who I was designed to be. And so as you take a moment, and in this moment, you can do this with me, just really notice the posture of your body, wherever you are. If you're walking or driving or sitting, it doesn't really matter. Just notice the posture of your body. There's so much excitement in just allowing this to be what it is. Notice the posture of your body and notice what's happening inside of your body. If you're anything like me, you got a tingle of excitement that washes through you. It says, yay, she's paying attention. The butterflies in the stomach, the tingles all the way through the legs, whatever it might be for you. And just say hello to your body. Remembering that your body is divine. Your body is the temple. You are intimately connected with the creator of the universe through your body. Your body is a light post It is a communication device. You are like a communication tower designed to give and receive in communion with the divine. And you can't do that fully. You can't know who you are fully without connecting to your body and staying connected to your body. That when a human child is conceived, when the egg meets the sperm, there is first a flash of light. And then as those cells divide, the first organ that is developed is the heart. And some suspect that even the first heartbeat is the moment that the soul enters the body. And so we can trust that the divine communicates with us and has been with us from that first moment, that flash of light or that first heartbeat. And everything you seek, the way you want to feel, the way you want to experience life, the relationships and the connections you want to experience, the flow of abundance, the health, the wealth, the vitality, the peace, the love, the joy, all the things that you seek will come through sensations in your body, but it will also be facilitated by your connection to your heart and your willingness to follow the guidance of the desires of your heart. And that means getting out of the way, stopping any tendencies towards the shoulds or the shouldn'ts, refusing to behave the way they want you to behave, taking off the mask, saying the thing that's going to rock the boat, and knowing how to hold yourself in the discomfort that that causes in others. That so many of us will dim our light, we'll play small, we will bring down our energy subconsciously or consciously so that we don't aggravate people around us, so that we don't cause anyone any discomfort. We will self-abandon. We will ignore our own wants, needs, desires, and calling because of someone else's needs and desires first. We will honor commitments and contracts that are equal to drinking a cup of poison just because we committed to it and we are afraid to say, I no longer feel like that's okay for me. And these people-pleasing tendencies, this high-functioning codependency, however you want to label it, it is self-abandonment. It is a lack of authenticity. It is rejecting and ignoring and suppressing the divine's call that is the guidance of the desires of your heart. And when we get in that ego consciousness and we want to control and we want to manipulate and we want to make things happen, we want to understand the plan, we want to perfectly curate our image and our perception, we are cut off. We are limited. We are holding ourselves back. And the most amazing promise we have been made by the creator of the universe is that there is a plan for our life, that we have purpose. And that plan is better than we ever could fathom. Plans to prosper and not to harm you, to give you a hope and a future. But we don't trust. We don't believe. When we say we do, to a certain level, to a certain extent, it's like the spectrum of belief. Maybe we 5, 10, 20% believe, we say, we think we're at 75, 80, 90. But when you step into moments like this, where you got to show up, say exactly what's on your heart, turn on the camera, turn on the microphone with no clue of what you're going to say, just allow it to flow. Trust the divine is going to guide you. Trust that people are going to hear and receive what they need to. Trust that the algorithm doesn't matter. Trust that eventually it will lead you towards your highest timeline. We can say we trust, but until we demonstrate with our actions, until we really fully let go in every possible way, until we firmly commit to following every single ounce of the guidance of the desires of your heart, there is still a remnant of ego consciousness that is controlling and suppressing you. And I have to remain in integrity in all ways at all times as best I possibly can. There is a woman by the name of Courtney, and her channel name is the Divinely Aligned Channel. If you know her, of course you love her because she's amazing. And I just found her recently, and I have to give her credit for calling my attention to how we control and manipulate through the ego consciousness. I was astounded at the connection to trauma and healing trauma and how we behave, and how egoic consciousness it is when we are living in our trauma responses. I also commend Courtney for basically doing the same thing, jumping on, letting it flow, being a channel. And I have to acknowledge that I've been called to this, and without her example, I probably wouldn't have done it. So, Courtney, if you ever see this, thank you. It is going to be a wild ride, and I appreciate having an example. And I hope that this is also an example to those of you who know that you are called to something greater. If you're anything like me, you had that knowing as a child, a young child, 3, 4, 5 years old, staring up at the stars, just knowing that I miss home, wherever that might be. Come to find out, home is where the heart is, literally. But 2, knowing that I'm supposed to do something that matters in the world. I'm supposed to make the world a better place, and going all throughout my life looking for that, maybe in relationships or in the corporate job, or having high ambitions just out of university with a degree, saying I'm going to help save the world through air purifiers, only to find out that the corporate ROI and the VLOOKUPs on the spreadsheet don't lead to the answer that is going to benefit humanity. So if you are one of those people and you struggle with perfectionism and strategy and controlling and making things happen, and the hustle and grind culture and the inability to just let go, then I might be for you. I can help you through those things. I have overcome them, and it takes a lot of work, especially if you had a complex trauma situation or a troubling childhood. It takes a lot of work to calm the nervous system, close the stress responses, reprogram the subconscious to allow yourself to get in that steady state of nervous system to hold yourself through the discomfort of doing something like this, and also rocking the boat, knowing that if I aggravate someone, I'm going to be able to hold myself through that. And I don't care if they get upset anymore. I don't care, because it's not about me. It's about them. And I can see their wounding. They're just showing me how chaotic it is inside of them. And I can hold myself with love, and I can send them love, and I can keep doing it anyways. And I know that there's many of you out there who struggle with the fear of rejection, the fear of being seen, the fear of not doing right, the fear of not having a gift, the fear of not being valuable or worthy enough, the fear of whatever it might be. I can assure you that the body is able to heal that. I can show you how the parts can help you heal that. I have a course that is extremely reasonable and low cost that can help you do that. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to show up for you in this way and allow divine consciousness to just flow in the way it needs to support you. I'm going to keep this one short because it's been hard enough. I love you, my friends. I will look forward to seeing you in the very near future. Who knows, maybe a couple more times a week. We'll see. But I maintain the right to be a free and sovereign being. So I will make you the commitment of at least twice a week, still on Mondays and probably Thursdays, and we'll see how it goes from there. I love you so very much. Come join me on the other side. You can be free too. And yeah, I love you. I'll see you then.